Hey, welcome to Dads with
Good
Coffee.
morning. How's everyone doing today?
I'm Aaron. This is Keith.
Howdy, y'all.
If you are first-time listeners, we're thankful to have you with us. We're still in our temporary house,
Yeah, a little bit longer,
and then we'll move back to our regular place of video and discussion.
I just got notified that we went live on YouTube.
Did you?
So
That's awesome.
let me go ahead and take care of that.
Turn that down a little bit.
Before I start getting a bunch of text.
Well, you've been up
messages.
now for a few hours.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, well,
you know, that's
This is my first
that's the way it
first
goes.
cup of coffee this morning, though. So
Your eyes would tell a different story, or is that just Mountain Cedar?
no, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. I thought I went to bed last night. We had a storm roll through here, and
No, I didn't.
you didn't know we lost power for.
I was asleep. I don't wake up.
I didn't notice till I looked in the backyard until I'm ready to put the dogs out this morning, and it's a swamp.
It's like a swamp out there. I knew you had a storm because when I drove in, I'm like, oh wow, you got a lot more water here than at my house.
Yeah, but we didn't get what Dallas got. Holy cow, they got hail. And
Oh my gosh, like golf balls.
even over in
So to our friends in Dallas, man.
Saginaw, some Navy buddies of mine
Oh
dented
yeah.
up their cars.
Oh yeah. North Tarrant County
Oh, they
got nasty.
blown up
Yeah.
with hail.
It was this time back in '96 that we had a major hailstorm come through Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
Dulcie and I were at Tia's, which used to be at Hewlin and 20 years ago.
Okay.
And we were eating. I don't remember if it was Sunday lunch or if it was we were out for dinner or something. I don't remember which one it was, but major hail, softball hail.
Good night.
It came that particular location had skylights. It was coming through the skylight into the facility, and my car. They totaled my car, but it's only because of dents and stuff.
Yeah.
It was drivable. And so I drove it for another 5 years.
You're driving a golf ball.
I was driving a golf ball,
Did
but
your
it was
gas-
paid off golf ball.
Did your gas mileage go up?
I wasn't quite that aerodynamic. I didn't
They
get
weren't.
that.
They weren't uniform enough.
No, they weren't
to
quite
be
uniform. No.
dimpled
It didn't quite dimple it and that way, but it felt like it at
It
times.
felt like it at times. Yeah, I can imagine.
Ah,
It's all good though.
it's all good. It's all good.
Ben texted me yesterday. He's like, "Hey, this, in 2000, we had the biggest tornado ever come through Fort Worth."
Really?
I didn't know that.
I was not. I was in
wasn't here.
Oklahoma.
I was in.
Yeah.
Where was that?
Where were you in
I
2000?
was in New Orleans. I was in New Orleans in 2000.
Okay.
Oh, remember Y2K? That was dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, today we want to talk about dads with coffee with dad rules. There are dad rules out there. There have been comedy shows made about dad rules,
Okay.
basically.
As opposed to mom rules.
Oh, as opposed, because it's two different ways of thinking. We didn't birth the child, so we have a whole different perspective. Just don't die. That's kind of one of our rules. Just don't die.
I have three main focuses. Okay.
Okay.
Have fun.
Sure. Enjoy life.
Enjoy life. Okay.
Enjoy life.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah. That's a mom rule
Have fun.
because it's a mom statement.
Don't die.
Don't die or try not to die.
And if you do,
know
know
Jesus.
Jesus. That's it. That's it. Honestly, if you can live your life by have fun, play hard,
Right.
don't die,
Work hard, play hard.
don't do anything so dumb that it's going to cost you your life.
Right.
But if you do, make sure you know Jesus.
Make sure you know Jesus. Yeah.
Moms, on the other hand,
See, we have 3 rules.
yeah,
Mom has 3 books of rules.
they have silly rules like lift the seat up when you use the bathroom. Not just joking. I lift the seat up.
You got all boys in your house. She
I
had to
do.
lay the law down
I
about
do.
some things.
It's so
And, make sure you aim right.
I
That's another rule.
we have a sign in the boys' bathroom. It says, "My aim is to keep this bathroom clean. Your aim would help."
Your aim would help
We've often thought about just putting in a urinal.
with all the boys.
Yeah, I think we could handle
Have a
that.
men's room and a ladies' room.
Just pipe it in. We'd have them both. This could be a unisex bathroom. You can do 2. I mean, there's plenty of restrooms in the world that have
2
both
spots.
a stander and a sitter. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, but yeah, I think dads are a lot. Well,
Like, for instance, and I think dad rules play out in this kind of scenario. Child A gets hurt out in the backyard. Now, the way you're going to, the way that we will handle that is different than the way mom, our wives, would have handled that.
Funny story.
Here we go.
I'm at church camp. Marcus was in 6th grade. So how old are 6th graders? 14, 15?
Oh, no, that's 9th graders.
Oh,
Like 12.
12. Okay. So 14, 15 years ago, we're at Riverbend. And this new family had recently joined the church, and this was their first time going to camp with us.
Okay.
Young man by the name of Peter Wright.
Oh, okay.
You may have seen him.
He plays the guitar a little.
You're familiar with Riverbend, so
Yes.
we're at the dining facility, and they're playing outside on the hill.
I think I've heard this story.
And Peter may or may not have rolled his ankle.
May or may not. Cannot deny or confirm.
Allegedly.
Yes.
And so I said, here, let me see it. I do the dad thing like I'm some doctor. Yes. Wiggle it.
Does this hurt? If he's not screaming in pain,
point your toe.
Must be fine.
Flex your toe, wiggle it side to side. Can you walk on it? You'll be fine. Walk it off.
Walk it off. That's like a 4th rule.
Walk it off. Walk it off. Rub some dirt on it. Walk it off.
Yeah. Sprains, boo-boos, MCL tears. Walk it off.
You'll be fine. We got to dinner, and Peter had been walking it off since lunchtime, through rec, through free time.
Was not walking anymore.
Peter said, "This hurts." And so at the time, Alan Slack was the other male counselor at camp, and so Alan took him into Cleburne. Turns out Peter broke his ankle that he'd been walking it off all afternoon. It's okay. He can still walk upright to this day. So
sure.
There was not a whole lot of long-term damage done.
Right. Yeah.
And it isn't the last time I said you'll be fine, walk it off.
Yeah. My kids will tell the story. And I mean, all Sam has to do is go and because he's got one that's crooked, because we were throwing the football.
Okay.
And he jammed his finger. He caught it wrong, jammed his finger. What do you do as a dad when they jam their finger?
Pull on it.
You pull on it.
What else is there to do?
And
what do you want? Ice, aspirin?
Exactly. Mom. Well, let's wrap that up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, just pull. Well, we did that, and he said, "But Dad, that hurts." I'm like, jam fingers are gonna hurt.
Yeah, it hurts.
I mean, he was like 10, 11, 12.
Look at these knuckles. I mean,
I'm like, it's gonna hurt. It'll be fine.
Yep.
Dad rule 5. It'll be fine.
You'll be fine. I guess and add that to the t-shirt.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Well, to this day, that finger is crooked because apparently it broke, and we didn't, wrap it up, and we didn't put it in a deal.
But did you die?
He did not die.
Okay. I mean, that's the answer to everything.
He has to really focus playing the left hand on the piano these days, but he did not die.
No, it's supposed to be a B. I'm trying to play a B, but you broke my finger.
You broke my finger, so it's a B, not a B flat now. Thank you.
Oh, that's bad.
But that's just part. That's part of.
So why do we do that?
Because we are hunter protectors. We're not nurturers. We're hunter gatherers.
All right, it's been a great week. That's
the male. That's our nature. That's. Somehow deep inside, we are wired for the wild.
We're just Cro-Magnon men, big foreheads.
Pretty much. We can say we're all cultured and civilized, but at the end of the day, we hunt, we gather, we walk it off. That's what we do.
And then until we die, I guess.
I was in getting my 50-year-old video shoot on Monday.
Good times, big fun.
And I had a nurse that was there, and we were just joking and cutting up, and she said, something about, you seem to not have a problem coming in to do this. And I'm like, well, it is my first time. I said, but it's something you got to do, and you'll get there. And
I got 3 more years.
He's got 3 more years. Well, I have a freedom for 10 now, thankfully.
Yeah.
But she said, I don't know how in the world I'm going to get my husband here. She's like 29. She's been doing this for 10 years. So she's maybe 30, 31. I don't know how to get I said, have him go visit some cancer patients. and the colorectal cancer patients, and I guarantee you he'll find his way in here.
Hey.
I said, I have dealt with people in my church that over the years have had that, and I said, I didn't have a problem coming in and scheduling this thing. But it's that whole idea of so many guys. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I have no symptoms, therefore I'm fine.
Yeah, I am.
I'm fine. I got no problems. I might have a whole lot of problems, but you're not going to know it. I mean, that's kind of what we do,
This
right?
too shall pass.
Right. So enjoy life. Try not to die. Know Jesus if you do. I mean, and walk it off. Because that's for
And walk it off.
and walk it off.
We added that one just today. We talked about this earlier. My sister, I must be a dad. My oldest went around with a broken wrist for 3. Good night, Laura. You're worse than me.
But it's I don't. This is why I think it's we have our spouses, because we have what I would call the alter ego.
It's the yang.
Because we are on the one side, they are on the other side. Now, if you have both that are on the one side,
Mm-hmm.
I know some couples that were both athletes growing up and now have kids.
Right.
One child is not athletic. Those two parents.
What do we do with it?
Yeah, it doesn't throw, it doesn't run. What do we do? And the whole walk it off thing. There's no mom love there in that particular house.
Right.
It's like rub some dirt on it. Let's roll, man. Let's go.
You'll be fine.
Because he played football, she played softball. They grew up doing that. I mean, so they were, and their kids have no hope.
They don't.
Because there's not the love. So I'm gonna say they don't love their kids.
I mean, their insurance company's going to love them.
They're going to love them. I mean, I love my kids. I just love them differently than my wife loves them.
Right. Well, because
It's not a matter of quantity or quality. It's just difference.
we're just different. Yeah. Although Joanna's, she's a lot like walk it off. You'll be fine. Rub some dirt on it. Just
But you are now 16 years into 4 boys. You were 26 years, but your youngest is 16 and 4 boys. She wasn't like that 20 years ago.
No, Marcus was definitely pampered more than Evan. Just to say.
Well, yeah. 4th comes along, dude.
Yeah. Evan
Figure it out.
Evan was eating dirt, by his 3rd week alive,
Yeah.
I think. He was just, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Right.
Look at these 3. They made it.
Right.
We must have done something.
And
right.
my daughter even has what is it that she's got something. It's a similar situation. Oh, you'll be fine, and it ends up no, you're not.
No, you're not.
She's got there's something. I don't remember what it is on her. I remember his finger. I think she has a finger that maybe said it jam. Just yank it.
She's struggling on piano too. That's why she quit playing softball.
Well, Danger Mouse we couldn't make it through a season and not be
Hurt.
injured.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really her fault. We had one time where she was sliding into home. She was safe, but she was out the rest of the season because this particular field they threw our game on had a 1.5-inch gap between where the dirt came in and the top of the home plate was.
Oh, that's unhealthy.
And so she caught her cleat sliding in and totally rolled that ankle.
Lucky she didn't rip that ankle off. And
exactly. I mean, because she was running hard, and she made it, but she was done. We immediately took her for X-rays, and I actually took her for X-rays.
Yay!
Hey,
woo!
But
I usually don't. I'm usually not the one that takes them for X-rays. We're like, and see that because there was always a difference. Are you hurt or are you injured?
And that's football mentality.
Right. Well,
there's a difference. If you're injured, you can play. If you're hurt, we got to go somewhere.
No, if you're hurt, you can play. If you're injured,
is it okay?
Let's go get it fixed. If it's an injury, it's something we need to do something about. If you're hurt,
yeah. Are you just hurt, or are you really hurt?
Evan being the baseball player that he is now, he keeps a. I'm not going to say what he keeps in his bag. Okay, it's just ibuprofen, but it's okay. But he doesn't call it ibuprofen anymore. He calls it ibuplayin. Because
you have bumps and bruises through a season, no matter what you do,
especially as a catcher.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean, you're just eating baseballs all day long, and he catches bullpens every day.
Oh yeah,
and so he's a JV catcher at that. So he's
Yeah.
catching JV pitching, which, you know,
I was watching Oklahoma State softball game
I
the
love
other
women's
day.
softball.
They're number 6 in the nation right now, by
Yeah?
the way. But I was watching them, and Robin Wright is their catcher, and she struggled at the plate, but her catching has been superb this year. But they got their star pitcher back after a
Mhm.
2-week COVID problem, and about halfway through the game, she throws a fastball sinker in, and she missed it. And it came in, and she has her knee covers on, but it hit right at the bottom
course.
of the kneecap.
Of course.
You can, I mean, I played catcher some.
Yes.
You can have all the shin guards and knee, you can have all the pads you want.
Yeah.
But when it's 60-mile-an-hour softballs coming in, well, maybe 72-mile-an-hour softballs coming in.
Yeah, from 50 feet.
I mean, she went down for a second, but she wasn't injured, so she got back up.
She wasn't in. It hurt. It hurt.
It hurt.
But I could play.
But I could
I'm
play.
still good, coach.
She went to the dugout, got some IB playing, and went
Well,
back into play.
Let me tell you another story about Evan Warren.
Oh my gosh,
We're
this is
in-
more than one.
He's in it was Halloween. I think it was 5th grade, Halloween. And he's playing Pee Wee football for the Crowley
Okay.
Blackhawks. And all week in practice, like, Dad, my back has been hurting. It's just right here. My back has been hurting. And sometimes I get a stomach ache right here. What's every dad say? Do you need to use the bathroom?
Yeah, yeah, let's run over there.
Yeah, Dad, I tried, and it's just not helping. Well, can you play? Yeah, I can play. Okay.
This is Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is me.
Of course.
I'm not even.
You're
I'm
not dying.
even-
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not even coaching. I was the player safety coach, so I was concussion protocol guy.
Okay,
Only
get back in there and play, boy.
now, if it wasn't my, no, come on. If it wasn't my kid, like, even if Evan had taken a lump on the head, I would have said, like, okay, let me check you for symptoms.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a concussion? You're done. But Evan didn't have a concussion. We get there Saturday morning. We had probably the 10:30 game, maybe the noon game. And he's going through warm-ups. He's like, Dad, my back hurts so bad. Do you need a Tylenol? Do you need this? Do you
Yeah.
need that? No, Dad, I don't know. Well,
I don't know what I need.
Are you going to play? Yeah, I'm going to play. And about 10 minutes before the game starts, Evan runs over to the fence and leaves his breakfast.
Okay,
Says, Dad, I don't think I can play.
is this his right side?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And so we leave there. We go to the emergency room. We go to Harris Southwest. They're like, yeah, he probably needs to go to Children's because his appendix is about to rupture. So we got to spend Halloween
Yep.
2000, whatever year
Whenever.
it was, in the hospital for an appendix because he just couldn't walk it off. As hard as we tried, he could not walk that off.
God love dads, but they need their moms,
Yeah,
and it's because of these
it
kinds
was
of things.
finally Mom that said,
Yeah, maybe we should go."
Get it checked out.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'm supposed to have the scoreboard for the 1:00 game, though. So now I got to find somebody to sub in.
Yeah, but y'all go to the hospital.
No, I went. We went. We sat there all night.
But dad rules, man, we just do it different. And
We do.
I think that's not wrong. It's just different. But I think that we have to be aware
And I think you're right. I
that
think
there are some times when we have to submit to a different
yeah,
viewpoint.
yeah,
And that's hard for us
yeah. It's so hard for us.
because we're the hunter protector
Well, I'm
gatherer.
stubborn too.
Right.
Which
Which is mostly a male trait.
it's a Warren trait.
Oh, okay.
We have it bad. We have it bad. It might be a Withers trait. I'm not sure. Laura, help me out. It's either a Withers or a Warren trait. My granny was a Withers, and my grandpa was a Withers, but my granny, maybe it's a Phillips trait. I don't know. Anyway, it goes down the line, but we are a stubborn bunch.
I don't think that's uncommon.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't think you're weird for that. I think it's pretty normal.
You think I'm weird for something else, though, don't you?
Well, that's another topic for another Dads with Coffee. Dads with Coffee and why Keith's weird. I mean, I don't know, but then you can
The list goes on.
the next week we'll follow up with why I'm weird.
I don't think we
you
can ever
know,
get to the end of why I'm weird.
I think that we need to realize that there are dad rules and that there are mom rules, and that's okay, as long because there are times when the dad rules need to prevail. I think
push through.
I think
I think it teaches perseverance.
You've got to push through some things, and
not that moms don't because
no, that's not the point.
Yeah,
but we tend to focus on the push through more so. Now, sometimes that ends up with kids that have a limp, and sometimes that ends up with kids that can't play the piano because of a finger. But and nonetheless,
it'd be okay. They can still be successful.
That's topic for holiday dinners down the line when they're trying to roast dad.
Remember that time when dad said you'll be fine? It comes up all the time with Peter every time we go to camp. Laura says, I think we got it on both sides. So good for us.
There you go. But God made us all different, and yet most dads I know, and well, let's put it, every relationship, and this is typically about gender, but not always.
Okay.
I know some moms that typically grew up athletes, and dads that may not have. And so the dads may be a little more sympathetic and moms may not be. But in every relationship, like you brought it, there's a yin, there's a yang. Yeah. It's not Chinese philosophy. It's just there are two sides.
Opposites. Yes.
There's just opposites. You're going to have, if you have two parents that are both softies, that's not a negative term. Just, if they're just more sympathetic about things, if both parents are that way, I'm not sure that the children will always grow up having a balanced view of things.
Right.
In the same way, if both parents are very push through it, rub dirt in it, just walk it off, then you're going to have kids that will grow up also a little unbalanced.
Yeah, they'll probably play softball well until they're 40.
Yeah. And, and still try to run City League.
Yeah.
But, but
I stopped that, by the way. So
yeah, I think we need a balance. I think that we need. I think a healthy family needs that balance. And while it typically would fall on the dads to be that way, I don't think it has to. But I think that if both of you are one side or the other, I think a healthy marital conversation needs to take place to figure out how can we find a balance between these two things in order for our kids to have a sense of perspective and balance on both sides of things. But it can be hard, It can be hard. But, have fun, try not to die, know Jesus.
Yeah.
Walk it off.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Somebody designed that for us.
You guys, thanks for joining us today on Dads with Coffee and Rules. We have no idea what we'll talk about next week. You and I will both find out next time.
Yeah, about this time, about 30 minutes ago, Thursday.
That's right.
Next week.
You guys have a great day. Hey, we'll see you this weekend.
Bye, guys. Love you.